Welcome back. The South Dakota men's basketball team had a convincing win over SDSU last week as the league's top two teams met in Vermilion. But on Saturday, USD fell victim to a trap game, you could say, on the road against a good Denver squad. Craig Smith feels his team is ready to respond tonight as the Yotes continue a tough road stretch. For more on last week and what to expect this weekend, here's Jay Elsen with Coach Smith.
All right, thank you, Kelly. Well, the USD men started last week in a big way. Craig, South Dakota State came in here for what was probably one of the more anticipated regular season matchups that any of us have seen around here in quite some time, and the environment certainly matched the contest on the floor.
Yeah, it was electric in the SDSC, no doubt. I think that's the best crowd that I've seen since I've been here, and it was a tremendous home court advantage for us. And we've been really good at home, but when you get over 5,000 people in a venue like this, the electricity, the energy, I think really propelled our team to victory. And you can't understate the value of having a tremendous home court advantage and having an environment like that. And so that was exciting to see, and hopefully that's something we can continue moving forward.
Now, this particular matchup featured the league's #1 defense against the #1 offense, but it was all offense early on. That thing was a track meet over the first 10-plus minutes or so. Did you enjoy that, or did that scare you a little bit?
Well, we always say we want our style of play to be the winning style, and so if that's 62-58 or that's 92-88, whatever it takes, and I think we're built to win in a lot of different ways, and so we were prepared for that. I mean, certainly they were going into the game a top 10 team in the country in terms of total offense, and in league play, almost 92 points a game, and it sure showed early on. They made 3 threes in the first basically minute 45, and so I was like, oh boy, here we go. Get your seatbelts on. But, to have a game like that where two mid-major teams, top 10 in the country going into it that are only 2 hours apart, I think was tremendous for the Summit League. I think was fantastic for the state of South Dakota and everybody that was involved.
Let's go back to that first half real quick. You're down 5 with just under 7 minutes to go. You call timeout. That turned out to be a turning point in the game. So what did you guys talk about in that huddle? Because when you came out, you go on that 14-0 run. That's what helped you build that halftime lead.
Well, we were down early, and then we just kind of kept coming back, but we could never really get over the top. And then they went on I believe, a little bit of a 5-0 run to go up 5, and we called the timeout just to kind of settle in and get our bearings straight again. I felt like we were getting a little bit loose, taking a couple unnecessary shots on the offensive end, and then just some uncharacteristic mistakes defensively. And it was more of a, let's set the reset button here and get back to what we were doing. So I'm not sure it was anything, it wasn't like some Vince Lombardi speech. It wasn't any, just kind of get the reset button, so to speak. And then, boy, we did finish with a flourish.
Well, and you guys have had some good second-half performances at times this season. But where did this one rank? Because it was tough to imagine things going a whole lot better than they did over that last 20 minutes.
Well, we were clicking on both ends. I thought we defended very, very well. And, going into halftime, they didn't have one offensive rebound. And so to eliminate their second chance opportunities, and then that second half, we were hooking and phasing, I guess you could say. We shot 60% from the field, and it was coming from everybody. I mean, it was Matt Mooney, to Tyler Peterson, to Nick Fuller, to Tyler Hagedorn, to Trey Birchman. I mean, you can go right down, Tristan Simpson, of course. I mean, you can go right down the line. But we were just playing very connected, and we've been saying that a lot as a team lately. And then you surround that with the environment, and we had just such tremendous confidence and energy, in particular in that second half.
Matt Mooney had that look in his eye again, and we've seen that a few times since he's come on campus here. But 30 points, a huge second half, and I mean, that's just the type of guy we're getting used to seeing, frankly.
Yeah, he can certainly be a monster catalyst, and, he has 30 points, and he did have that look in his eye, and he made the first shot. We were down 6-0 and running a little play for him, and he hits a little pull-up 3, and when he does that, he can get them going in a hurry, and then our guys start looking for him, and he certainly led the way, but I thought a play that he made in the first half, he kind of drove it on the left side here and had a chance to maybe take kind of a tough shot at the rim, and he saw Tristan Simpson drifting in the right corner, and he hit Tristan, and Tristan hit a wide open 3, and so when your leading scorer makes that kind of a play, I think that feeds off of everybody. And of course, Tristan ends up with 20 and on a very, very efficient night, and Tyler Peterson goes 5 for 6 from the field, and I thought Nick Fuller gave us huge minutes off the bench, playing the 4 and the 5.
So you get the win there, and obviously you're super excited about the way you played. It was about as complete an effort as you could hope against a really good team. So oftentimes in sports, we see the next game be a bit of a struggle, and I think that's what happened Saturday in Denver.
They played fantastic. They jumped on us early. Anytime we made mistakes, and we made plenty of them, it felt like they made us pay. And then, we allowed a team to shoot 55% of the field, and you're not going to win many games doing that. And then you look on the flip side, we only shoot 39%. That being said, we've won a lot of games over the last 2 years shooting 39, 40%. But we certainly haven't won any giving up 55%. Yeah. But at the same time, I counted where we missed literally 12 basically layups and 15 just point-blank shots in the paint. Well, if you make 10 of those, that's 20 points. So where's your mindset at when you're not defending to your ability and you're missing those kind of shots, right? Mind right, game right, and certainly we were not happy with how we played. I did not have us ready to compete at the level that you need to compete at, and that's on me.
That was the start of the 3-game road trip, and it does not get any easier this week because of the way you have to travel. You have to go to Macomb Thursday, quick turnaround, go to Fargo on Saturday. So how do you get things back on track? Because you got to do it quickly. Margin for error in a 14-game schedule, you've talked about that. It's not very big.
Well, first of all, if we're not ready to play after how poorly we played, then we don't, then we don't have the team that we think we have. And so that part should be very simple. But you got to be tough-minded to win in this league. You got to be tough-minded to be a great team, period, whether you're in the NFL or college football or college basketball. And if what you did yesterday is a big deal, then you haven't done much today. And so we got to keep getting better. We got, still a month left in the season, and we have a long ways to go to get to where we need to be.
All right, well, good luck to you this week, and hopefully we got some good stuff to talk about again next week.
Thank you, Jay.
All right, thank you, Craig. Kelly, we'll send it back over to you.
All right, great stuff. Thank you, Jay. The Yotes tip-off from Macomb tonight at 7 p.m. You can find links to live video, audio, and stats on GoYotes.com. Saturday's game at North Dakota State can be seen live right here on Midco Sports Network. Tip-off is set for 2 p.m. from Fargo. Next on the show, our own Brian Sean goes one-on-one with NDSU women's hoops senior guard Taylor Thunstead. Learn all about the Spicer Minnesota native when Midco Sports Tonight returns.